Ladies and gentlemen, will you please stand? Because today is all about love here at the Music for a Book podcast. Welcome to our Galentine's Day from the Vault episode. We are your hosts. I'm Britt.
And I'm Hannah. And today we swear to be overdramatic and true with our romance read recommendations.
Yes.
And I wanted to pause real quick. We are both wearing Lover merch.
Lover
Mine,
merch.
you can't really tell, but those are Taylor Swift's lips right there.
You guys, these buttons are hearts. I have the Lover cardigan on. Thank you,
cute.
Hannah. I love her. She's so cute. This vault track is sparkling, and we won't let you go until we share some of our favorite books by Romance Trope.
And after we're wonderstruck just thinking about our Priority Romance TBR, so we'll be sharing that with you as well.
Yes. And now we won't be going too in depth about the plot of any of these books in this episode, just high-level overviews and our thoughts. But if you decide to pick one up, don't forget to check your triggers just in case if you have anything that you're concerned about.
So we are going to be going through trope by trope.
Yes.
And giving our recommendations that way.
Yes. And now there are some books that kind of like double up on certain tropes, and we might have missed a few. There were so many books that we were trying to sneak in here, but we're going by trope. And then we also, obviously, because it's us, assigned a song for every trope. So we're going to go through, and we figured that we would start with one of our absolute favorite romance tropes of all time. And if you guys listened to our episode last week, you know which one that is, and that is fake dating.
Yes. Really, there's nothing like pretending to date, but actually developing feelings.
Oh, I love it so much.
Every single time.
Every time.
And this song is perfect for this trope.
Yes.
We have Accidentally in Love by Counting Crows.
Oh, as soon as we decided that we were going to do songs for each of the tropes, and we started going through, and this was the first one we picked, and it was just like, oh, this is perfect.
Yep. My recommendations for these, I don't know, any fake dating I'm a sucker for, I feel like. But my top ones are definitely Yours Truly and Just for the Summer. Mm-hmm. And I loved Happy Place too. It has a little bit of fake dating. So, and I mean, if you listen to our episode the previous week, Playbook by Rebecca Genchak is also a really cute one for fake dating.
So cute. And then mine, I have The Right Move by Liz Tomford, Funny Story by Emily Henry, Right Ma'am, Right Time, and How My Neighbor Stole Christmas by Megan Quinn. There's a lot of Megan Quinn recs on here just because I love her. I think she's hilarious, but we love fake dating. If you guys are listening to this and you have any recommendations for any of our favorite tropes, please, for the love of God, give them to us. DM us, comment, I don't know, reach out in any way, shape, or email, carrier pigeon.
Smoke signals, anything.
Whatever works. We would love some more recommendations.
Yes. All right. Our next one is Grumpy Sunshine, Black Cat, Golden Retriever. Mm-hmm. Really the best of both worlds. Thanks, Hannah Montana. Depending on whichever you want. Whoever your main character you want to be grumpy, either the male or the female.
Yes, I love it. So our song for Grumpy Sunshine, Black Cat, Golden Retriever, there was just something about the song that felt like it fit, and we picked Gorgeous by Taylor Swift because it just feels like it's one of those like push and pull kind of songs where it's like, ugh, like you're so gorgeous, like this is ridiculous, this is unreal, like what are we doing here?
Yeah. Love these first two recommendations I have, though. I mean, they're both Emily Henry, but Beach Read and Book Lovers, yes, I think are just great Grumpy Sunshine ones. Then I also enjoyed reading The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. That's like very much Grumpy Sunshine. Like she is described as this like ball of sunshine, and he is very, very grumpy. It's cute. It, like, if you haven't read those ones yet, it's very Dreamland, which is like Disneyland. It's cute.
I love that. And mine are a mix of Black Cat and Grumpy Sunshine. So I have Swift and Saddled by Lila Sage, Caught Up and Play Along by Liz Tomford. We have a Grumpy Sunshine, which is a single dad and nanny, and then a Black Cat Golden Retriever, Accidental Marriage of Convenience, Obsessed. Lights Out by Nevessa Allen, which is a dark rom-com, hilarious. Cinnamon Roll Stalker, Mass Man, incredible, 10 out of 10. And then another one was actually Take Me Home by Melanie Sweeney. I haven't seen this one around a lot. It was one that I enjoyed. Not like my favorite book of all time, but if you need like a cute little romance, small town vibes, kind of that Grumpy Sunshine moment, I definitely recommend that one. So then our next trope. Okay. I love this trope, but I have not read a lot of it. So I would like more recommendations specifically on this one. But it's best friend's brother or brother's best friend. I personally prefer brother's best friend. I think it's hilarious. It's so good. We love to see it.
So our song choice for this one is one of my favorite Taylor Swift songs of all time. And it's False God by Taylor Swift.
Yes.
And two of my favorite books I read last year, Done and Dusted and Lost and Lassoed by Lila Sage.
So good. Because in that we have brother's best friend and best friend's brother.
Yep. Both those books right there. Yep.
Iconic. And then I have Bridesmaid for Hire by Megan Quinn, which is brother's best friend, and also like a Loathe to Love sort of situation. And then The Right Move by Liz Tomford, another best friend's brother situation.
Yes. And our next trope is one that I haven't read that many yet, but I loved one of the ones that I am going to recommend. Loved that one that you recommended to me because of this trope.
Yes.
So it's Marriage of Convenience or Engagement of Convenience. And the song we chose was Kiss Me by Ed Sheeran.
Really threw it back to plus with that one. But this song, if you listen to it, this is Marriage of Convenience or Engagement of Convenience. That is that song. Oh, it's so good.
My recommendation is The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren. I thought it was so fun. It was just great and just ridiculous. Yes. Everything that happened. And then also From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout has like a Marriage of Convenience in it. I haven't read those ones in so long, but I really enjoyed the first two books of that series. I liked.
You'll start to see a pattern here. Play Along by Liz Tomford. Again, Marriage of Convenience. So good. Leather and Lark by Bryn Weaver is a Marriage of Convenience. Not So Meet Cute by Megan Quinn is an Engagement of Convenience. And then The Co-op by Tara DeWitt is another Marriage of Convenience. Love all of these. And also, too, for some of our recs, like we've both read some of these recs like on both sides. So just know if we're recommending it, we enjoyed it. But our next section is, okay, we want to talk about this trope real quick because we have enemies to lovers. However, we also have rivals to leathers. We also have rivals to lovers and loathe to love. So I think personally, in my humble reader opinion, we mix up enemies to lovers with rivals or loathe to love quite frequently. I think that enemies are required to like legitimately be enemies, like hold a knife to your throat. I want to actually murder you. Lila Sage that I saw say her, Lost and Lassoed was loathe to love. And I adored like that kind of definition of the trope because I think sometimes we lose the plot.
Yeah.
I think sometimes we lose the plot on that. So we have a mix of fantasy and like romantasy and romance in this one just to kind of cover a little bit of everything.
Yep. And our song for this one is Him and I by G-Eazy and Halsey. Of course, we got to talk about ACOTAR, and Throne of Glass.
Yep.
Those are both definitely some enemies and rivals and lows, kind of a little bit of everything there.
A little bit of everything, yeah.
Also, Plated Prisoner series kind of falls in there too, which I think is interesting. I want you to read that, so I don't want to like talk about it too much.
That's fair.
And the Naiads of Jewel series with Stanfield's one, definitely Loathe to Love.
Yes,
for sure.
100%.
Happy Medium too. That was really cute, and they did not like each other at the beginning there. No. And Most Wonderful Crime of the Year too definitely falls into that.
Like rivals to lovers, loathe to love. I love it so much. And then I have House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas. Love our Zap Daddy. I know Hannah has feelings about Zap Daddy, but I will stand by him forever and always. And then Heartless Hunter by Kristen Ciccarelli. So book 2 is actually releasing this month. It might have already come out by the time this episode releases. I don't remember the date, but that is a witch and a witch hunter. So talk about like enemies to lovers, loathe to love situation. The Kindred's Curse Saga by Penn Cole. The tension in that loathe to love, enemies to lover situation. I would not say that they're like fervently enemies because there is like an initial attraction situation. It is so good though. And I still need to, I've read the first 2. I still need to read Heat. I think it is Heat and then Burns, the 4th one that's going to be coming out. Oh, I didn't put this down. I am going to mention it. Quicksilver by Callie Hart. I don't think that was a whisper of an enemies to lovers. If you're making out 30% and I'm sorry, you're not an enemy. I'm so sorry. That's my humble opinion, but I am going to mention it. And then Phantasma by Kaylee Smith was like a Loathe to love situation. And also, how could I not? How could I not mention our Shadow Zaddy, Zayden Ryerson, baby.
I know, dang, that's balloons.
Okay, that's balloons. Yeah. What was the? Do you want to do it and I can redo it so we have the timing right? We'll just leave the balloons in.
Let's move on.
Our next one.
Since I can't figure out that reaction there.
It's fine.
The next one is Found Family. And this song immediately came into my head, which is Matilda by Harry Styles. I gotta say it, the line in it, because it's like you can throw a party for everyone you know, but you don't have to invite your family because you have a found family. And some recommendations from me are going to be Happy Place. I loved their little found family and their friends there. Just for the summer.
Yes.
Emma's Found Family with Justin. And The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, too, by Taylor Jenkins Reid, I think is definitely has her little found family there with Cecilia and Harry.
Yeah. Oh, I love that one. I put Yes, No, Maybe by Jessica Sherry. This is like a neighborhood found family, and I love it so much. Meddling neighbors will always be one of my favorite things in books. And then we have the Rebel Blue Ranch series by Lila Sage, and also the Windy City series by Liz Tomford, even the Vancouver Agitator series by Megan Quinn. I think the interconnected standalone series tend to do really well in like a found family sort of aspect because you just get so many perspectives across different books. So I love that. And then our next trope is actually magical realism, which we didn't have too much of, but we have a few books that we've read, and I'm always open to reading magical realism. I think that it's super fun. And we actually picked another song called Kiss Me, but this one is the old school one by Sixpence None the Richer.
I love this song. It's such a classic romance song to me.
It is.
The early 2000s rom-coms.
It's so dreamy.
Yeah. For me, I loved The Spells Love by Kate Robb. I got it as one of my book of the month picks, and it was really cute.
Yeah.
7 Year Slip. Will never shut up about that one by Ashley Crossley. Love it. And Happy Medium by Sarah Adler was cute too.
I also had to mention the 7 Year Slip because I did reread that as my first book of 2025. No, I didn't. Not of 2025, of February. February. It's my first book of February. And that book is a warm hug. That book is Love and a Lemon Pie. That book is coming home. I will always recommend that book. And another one that I still want Hannah to read is The Love of My Afterlife by Kirsty Greenwood. This book is if The Good Place was British and turned into a romance novel. Like, it is so kitschy, so funny, so cute. Highly recommend that one.
And our next one is Second Chance Romance. And this song, another Harry Styles song, but it is perfect for this trope. Perfect.
It is. And that is Fine Line by Harry Styles.
I love it for Happy Place too. That's such a good song. I wonder, what song did I choose for that?
What did you choose for Happy Place?
I don't know. I'm going to go back and look real quick. I originally picked I'm Gonna Get You Back by Taylor Swift, and I also stand on that for sure for that one too. But if I had to pick a Harry Styles song, this would be the one. Yeah. But yeah, my recommendation for Second Chance, I feel like Happy Place is right up there. Seven Husbands fits in there as well. I haven't read too many second chance romances, but
yeah. I am very hard on second chance romances. I think that oftentimes if they break up, they probably should have stayed broken up for a reason. I think that they have to be done really well for me to believe that they broke up for the reason they did and they would be willing to come back together and try again. So my recommendations are The Plight Before Christmas by Kate Stewart, one of my favorite second chance romances and my favorite holiday romance book I've ever read. I'm obsessed with it. And you want to talk about, like, not even found family, that is true family dynamics. I've never read a better book about it. If you're in the mood for the holiday spirit, do A Christmas in July with it. I'm telling you guys, it is phenomenal. Another one, The X-Files by Jessica Joyce. This one was beautiful, a beautiful, stunning second chance romance. I will say this one wasn't as highly rated because I did question their breakup. I had questions about it. However, I did weep like a small little baby at the end. And then The Co-op by Tara DeWitt. This is a second chance romance. And also Crossroads by Devney Perry. I want to read more by Devney Perry this year. She has a good backlog that I've seen, but I did like that one. Now we have Small Town Romance. So these are our last two tropes, and then we're going to go over our Priority Romance TBR for this year. So Small Town, there's so many songs you can pick for Small Town, but the one in particular that was just like, I thought so perfect, personally, was Butterflies by Casey Musgraves.
An amazing song. One of my favorite small town books is The Banned Bookshop of Maggie Banks, and it's by Shauna Robinson. It's so cute. I think you need to read this, Britt. It's adorable. Yeah. It has like some romance in it. It's more contemporary fiction, but it's such a cute book about books and everything. Yeah. Everything in there. And then also Book Lovers, too, I think is an adorable little small town. That small town is something else, but.
Yeah. I finally get to mention it. A trope that we did not put on here that we also love a lot is forced proximity. And that would fit, some of these too. But my favorite book of 2024, Savor It by Tara DeWitt, Small Town. Love me some Spoons, Oregon, not to be confused with Forks, Washington, and also Rootbound by Tara DeWitt. So that's getting a revamp as well. So the co-op I heard just got revamped and re-released in November, and she just released the cover for Rootbound, and I'm so excited to read the updated version of it because it's re-edited and added in a few new things. Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. Go to Wakan, not Wakanda. I've said that far too many times on accident. Again, Crossroads by Devney Perry, and a recent read for me, All the Missing Pieces by Catherine Cowles. That was my first romantic suspense. It will not be my last romantic suspense. I loved that book.
And then we have good old tried and true Friends to Lovers. This song could not be more perfect. Our third technically Harry Styles song, but it doesn't really count as that. We picked 18 by One Direction.
When Hannah played this and we were like putting together this list, she played the song and I think I like slow turned at her and I was like, yes. Immediately yes.
Yeah, love it. For this one, This Spells Love by Kate Robb. Again, adorable book. And Love and Other Conspiracies. They like coworkers, friends to lovers. It's cute.
I was gonna say, it's technically more of like a workplace romance, but they became good friends before they like really dove in my humble opinion. And then I have Butcher and Blackbird by Brynn Weaver. Again, a dark rom-com. They are friends to lovers. They are just rival serial killers as well. It's totally fine. A Long Time Coming by Megan Quinn. This was one of my favorite Megan Quinn books I've ever read. I'm obsessed with this one. Leah and Breaker were just everything to me. And then Hannah defends Happy Place with her whole heart. So I'm going to defend People We Meet on Vacation with my whole heart. I am a Friends to Lovers truther. I loved Alex and Poppy. I know that everyone consistently rates this one the absolute lowest, but I fucking love this one.
I'm excited for the adaptation. I will reread it before that comes out.
Yes.
I'll give it a fair chance.
And then Powerless by Elsie Silver. Jasper, the Man You Are. I love a childhood Friends to Lovers pining over multiple years. And then also, I put Out on a Limb by Hannah Bottom Young. This book is an accidental pregnancy trope, and it does start off with a one-night stand. However, they do become very, very good friends. This is a very low-stakes, cozy romance type of book, and I do not like accidental pregnancy. This book changed my mind.
I know, I was surprised about that for you.
I'm telling you, it is. I just really think that everyone should read it. It is stunning. It's so good.
Now, let's talk about our 2025 Priority Romance TBRs.
Yes.
Should we just rapid fire these off?
We'll rapid fire. I do have thoughts about one because I have finished it since adding it to this list. So
okay. It's still on my Priority TBR. So
yes.
I'll start, then you can add your
commentary
there. Unromance by Erin Connor.
P.S. I Hate You by Lauren Connolly. This is the book that I just finished. I was riding a high. I thought it was going to be a 5-star read. It was a 4-star read. I do recommend it still. I did have some problems with the conflict. It did break my heart a little bit because I genuinely thought for the first 60% of this book that this was going to be a holy grail romance book. It's still really, 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 really good. Don't get me wrong. But it did disappoint me just a little, just a smidge.
I will read it. First Time Caller by B.K. Borison.
It's in my Book of the Month box. I'm so excited. Wild and Wrangled by Lila Sage.
Dusty.
Dusty.
Enchantra by Kaylee Smith.
And you guys, everything is set. We're waiting. We might be talking to Kaylee about Enchantra, and we talked to her about Phantasma, so very excited. Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. Hannah got an arc of it. I was not chosen, so I've been in Abby's Facebook group applying for every single traveling arc that I possibly can.
I can't wait to talk about it on the podcast.
Yep. Also, this is just another quick thing. Don't share arcs. Don't share arcs. You're not supposed to do that. I'm fighting for my life out here. So there you go.
And then Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry.
I feel like that's going to be so good. Okay, in this book, I think this book is going to shatter me into a billion trillion pieces. Left of Forever by Tara DeWitt. As soon as that becomes a read now on NetGalley, my ass is on there immediately. I will be reading it.
Rewind It Back by Liz Tom Ford.
And then Love At First Sighting by Mallory Marlowe. We talked to her about Love and Other Conspiracies and adored it. Cannot wait to learn about Ellen Carter.
I know. And yeah, I really want to read anything by Kennedy Ryan.
Yes, I've heard so many good things about her. We can add Tia Williams onto that list. Both of us really want to try to diversify our reading this year and add in more authors of color. Just try to really get a wider range of books under our belt. So if you guys have any recommendations for those, we would love to hear them.
Yes.
All right. Well, that was our little rapid fire romance trope recommendation with a bunch of songs for Galentine's/Valentine's Day. So thank you all so much for listening.
And please follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Patreon, YouTube. Be sure to rate and review the podcast. You can also leave comments on Spotify episodes now. Leave us a heart in your favorite color for us, please. And what your favorite trope is as well. And please also give us your book recs on social media. Now you know what some of our favorite tropes are. Romance-wise,
give them to us. So we will see you guys on Wednesday, February 19th for a review of Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo, and Wednesday, February 26th, because we're giving it a full month, for our long story short recap on Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. I have finished it. Hannah has not, and I am dying to talk to her about it. Dying. That episode will not be in depth. It's just going to be our thoughts, feelings, theories, all of that fun stuff. It is yappy. We have so many other podcasts that do deep dives that could not be us. Hats off to them.
Yeah. And remember, keep reading with kindness.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Oh, so cute.